ఉంది కాబట్టి వాడే విత్డ్రా చేసుకొని అఫిడవిట్ చేసి సబ్మిట్ చేయాలి కోర్టుకు. అది టైం పడుతుంది కావచ్చు కానీ మనకు సెంటర్ ఉంటుంది. అంటే రోజు అటు ఇటు అంటే వాళ్ళు విత్డ్రా చేసుకోవాలంటే తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఆలోచన కాంప్రమైజ్ పేపర్ ఇవ్వడం కూడా కానీ డైరెక్ట్ అని కేసు విత్డ్రా చేసుకొని అఫిడవిట్ సబ్మిట్ చేస్తే విత్డ్రా అయింది అనేది వాడు ఏదైతే ఫైల్ చేసిందో వాడు విత్డ్రా చేసుకున్నాడు అడుగుతారు అని ఇస్తారు కోర్టు నుంచి. ఆర్డర్ కాపీ అది తీసుకొస్తే అది తీసుకొచ్చి ఆర్డీఓ దగ్గర సబ్మిట్ చేసి పాస్బుక్ చేయించుకున్నాక ఇమీడియట్గా అమ్ము 3-4 రోజులు 5 రోజులు వారం రోజులు పడుతుంది. అమ్ము అమ్మినాక నీ చేతిలో పైసలు వస్తుంది.
ఆఫీస్లో ఉన్నా సార్ రాలేదు, ఇంకా సార్ కోసం వెయిటింగ్, సార్ వస్తే అయిపోతాయి కదా. సార్ కోసం వెయిటింగ్, ఆఫీస్లోనే కూర్చొని ఉన్నా, సార్ వస్తే అయిపోతాయి, సార్ రాకుంటే రేపు. అదే మాట చెప్పిన అసలు వాడు క్లబ్ చేసి వాడు మొత్తం చేసి వాడు చేసుకున్నా ఈయన పైసలు ఇచ్చేయండి కదా. ఈయన స్ట్రాంగే ఉంది కదా,
స్ట్రాంగే ఉంది. సివిల్ షూట్
చేస్తాడు మనకి జీపీ చేసి మనం కొట్టారు.
జీపీ అంటే నాకు 2 లక్షలు ఇంట్రెస్ట్.
అదే నేను కలెక్టర్ స్టాండ్ అయిపోయింది కదా.
నేను చెప్పేసిన ఎన్ని రోజులు ఉన్నాయో నీకు తెలియదు, పేపర్ ఏందో తెలియదు, ఫైల్ నెంబర్ కూడా తెలియదు. నువ్వు ఏది మాట్లాడినా వేస్ట్. శాతం అయితే ఆ పేపర్ కాపీ ఫైల్ నెంబర్ అసలు మీరు అవుతుందా పని కాదా సిసిఎల్ ఏముంది అనేది కూడా తెలుసుకొని చెప్తాను. ఎవరు నీకేం డిస్టర్బెన్స్ ఉంటుంది బయ నుంచి తెలుసుకుంటారు. నీకు ఎవరు ఏమన్నారు బయ నుంచి కమిషనర్ సెక్రటరీ దగ్గర నుంచి ఏడికెళ్ళి మొత్తం ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ తీపించి నేను చెప్తాను. అంటే అది కూడా అది ఇవ్వగలిగితే లేదంటే దాని గురించి మాట్లాడాలి. నేను చెప్పినా అది అయినాక కాదు, ఫస్ట్ పేపర్లు వస్తాయి ఏజ్ అవుతుంది అంత 2-3 రోజులు రాజేది కదా. అలాగనే ఇగో అనే శనివారం పోయి మండే కలిసి మండే ట్యూస్డే అది అంటే శ్రీనివాస్ ఆల్రెడీ వస్తుంది ఆఫీస్లో కూర్చుంటుంది ఇవన్నీ అవుతుంది. ఇది అర్థమవుతుంది. మళ్ళీ ఫోన్ చేస్తాను ఉదల్లో చేసుకుంటూ మళ్ళీ మొదలు మళ్ళీ మెసేజ్ల కాడికి కాంట్రాక్టర్ కాడికి వాటి రోజు 2 వారికి నంబర్ తెచ్చి మళ్ళీ ఏమన్నాడు చాలా నీకు పని అవుతుంది అంటే అయిపోతుంది అని నువ్వు ఆశాభావం ఇప్పటి నుంచి కాదు, నువ్వు సంవత్సరం నుంచి ఇదే ఫస్ట్ బెటర్ తీసుకున్నావు కూడా అదే చెప్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు అదే మంచి వెళ్ళాను కూడా అవుతుందని అనుకుంటున్నాను. కాకపోతే ఏదైతే నువ్వు ఆఫ్టర్ ఇది ఇదే వల్ల నువ్వు ఇచ్చిన అదర్ కమిట్మెంట్ ఏంటంటే దాన్ని కూర్చుకోండి. ఇష్యూ పేపర్లు పెడతావా, ఇంకే పేపర్లు పెడతావా, ఏం చేస్తావా అని చూస్తా అంటే అప్పుడు చెప్పాడు చిన్నవాడు వస్తుంది కలుస్తా అన్నది. నువ్వేమన్నా యానికి ఇచ్చేస్తావా ఇబ్బంది అని ఇచ్చేస్తావా ఏం చేసుకున్నా కాకపోతే మాత్రం కొంచెం పేరు హ్యాండిల్ చేసి తీసుకోవచ్చు. అది ఉంటుంది మావాడే కదా చంద్రమ్మ వస్తే పాత మిత్రుడే అనుకున్నాను అది మొత్తం నేను నాకుతుంది. మళ్ళీ అప్పుడు అదైంది ఇదైంది అని మళ్ళీ నాకు చెప్పాలి. నాకేం పెద్ద ఇంట్రెస్ట్ లేదు దాని నా పైసలు కాబట్టి ఏదైనా ఉంటే నాతో మాట్లాడితే అది ఉంటే చెప్తాను. చెప్తే అప్పటి నుంచి అది చెప్తుండదు. సరే ఒక వారం 10 రోజులు నెంబర్ పైసలు తీసుకున్నాం. ఇల్లు మారవాలి అది మారవాలి ఇల్లు మారవాలి అది ఇల్లు ఓనర్ ఇల్లు అమ్మేసి నా అపార్ట్మెంట్ అమ్మేసి నాదా పైసలు ఇవ్వాలి కదా.
ఇప్పుడు వస్తుంది బిల్లు వస్తుంది ఆయన వెళ్తున్నాడు బిల్లు అక్కడ రానట్టు
50%
ఎండింగ్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి బడ్జెట్ ప్రాపర్టీ ఉంటుంది వస్తున్నాడు ఎప్పటి నుంచి
మనం అంటున్నాడు కానీ ఎవరు వచ్చినాక లాస్ట్ ఇయర్
విషయాలు అయిపోయాయి అన్న ఇస్తాను కదా అని చెప్పి ఒకసారి సైన్ పెట్టించుకోవాలి అకౌంట్లో పడేసుకోవాలి వరద వచ్చినప్పుడే డ్యామ్ కట్టుకొని డైవర్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి బిల్లు రెడీ కానీ దాని సరిపడా తయారు చేసి పెట్టుకున్నాడు డైవర్ట్ ఓన్లీ మనం వస్తే అది నేను మనం కూడా కాదు నేను
ఇప్పుడు రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ నడుపు అన్ని మన మాట ఏంటా అదే పరిస్థితి వంశ ఆపసం తీసుకోలేదు అది అనపసం
మనకి మాట్లాడితే మనం ఇంకేం చేస్తాం
అదే
అందరూ ఆయనకే బొక్క అవుతుంది అది అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి
ఏదైనా ఫైన్ మూమెంట్లో ఏమన్నారు వంశ చూస్తున్నాడని డైరెక్ట్
ఎన్టీవీలో కేటీఆర్ చేస్తున్నాయి ఎన్టీవీలో కేటీఆర్
లేవు ఆడ ఆల్రెడీ బీజేపీకి తొంత అయిపోయింది బిజినెస్ చేస్తుంది
ఇంకా ఏం చేయాలి
ఎప్పుడో తీసుకున్నాం ఏంది పైసలు ఎవరు వస్తుంది అంటే మనం విత్డ్రా చేసుకుందామా, నీకు వేరే ఆప్షన్ లేదు. వాడు విత్డ్రా చేసుకుని వాడే అప్డేట్ ఇచ్చి విత్డ్రా చేసుకోవాలి. నువ్వు మాత్రం సంతకాలు పెట్టుకో అట్లాంటి కాంప్రమైజ్ కావాలి. నువ్వు కాంప్రమైజ్ అయినావు అనుకో నువ్వు వీక్ అవుతావు. అది మళ్ళీ రివర్స్ కొడుతుంది. అది ఖతర్నాక్ అవసరం. వాడు కాంప్రమైజ్ అయ్యేవారు వాడు తెలియకుండా అయినందుకు కొన్ని సమాచారం కాబట్టి వాడినే విత్డ్రా చేసుకొని పంపు. కావాలంటే మేము ఇంకొక ఇంకెవరినైనా కనుక్కుంటే కనుక్కో. నేను ఏం చేయాలి ఆఫీస్లో ఉందని రవి గారు.
మామూలు వచ్చి జరుగుతాం
మీకు హలో 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 ఇంకా దగ్గర హలో 60 హలో రవి గారు అయిపోయిందా టీవీ మీకు వెళ్ళిపోయిందా ఓకే నేను ఆల్రెడీ పాయింట్ టు పాయింట్ పిన్ టు పిన్ సార్కి అప్డేట్ చేశాను. మొన్న మాట్లాడినప్పుడు యాక్చువల్లీ సార్ దగ్గర ఉంటున్నాను. అది ఆ రోజు నేను అప్డేట్ చేశాను. ఆల్మోస్ట్ అయిపోయింది రవి గారి పని. ఇంకొక క్లియరెన్స్ రావాలి. అది కూడా ఈ వారంలో వచ్చేస్తుంది అన్నమాట. అయిపోతుంది రవి గారి పని అయిపోతుంది. తర్వాత మనం ఎంఐవి ఉన్నగారు గారు సార్ రేపు వస్తారు. ఎంఐవి అంటే ఇక్కడ నుంచి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. ఏంటంటే ఆల్రెడీ ఇండియన్ సైన్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, మేము వాళ్ళని అడుగుతాం. చెప్తాను రేపు వస్తారు సార్. రేపు కలిసి రేపే మాట్లాడిస్తాను. లేదంటే ఎల్లుండి కలిసి ఎల్లుండి మాట్లాడి అయిపోయిందని చెప్తాను. లేదు మా దగ్గర అట్లా రోజు ఊట అటు ఇటు కానీ.
Once again, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Government of Telangana and all of you. Mobility Next Hyderabad Summit 2023. Let's hear a huge round of applause. We've had a wonderful first session in the morning. Moving on to the second half of the day, I'd like to invite on stage the dignitaries of this session, Ms. Mamta Chamarsi, SVP Business and Product Management, Stellantis. I'd like to invite Mr. Kamal Bali, Deputy Chairman, CII Southern Region and President and MD, Volvo Group, India. Please put your hands together as I invite our guests of honor in this afternoon, Shri Jayesh Ranjan, IAS, Principal Secretary, Industries and Commerce and IT Department, Government of Telangana, and Dr. Ranjit Reddy, Member of Parliament, Cheltenham. gentlemen, once again, please put your hands together as I invite our chief guest of the summit on the stage, Honorable Minister, Shri K.T.Rama Garu. I now request Mr. Kamal Bali to kindly deliver the keynote address. I now request Mr. Kamal Bali to kindly deliver the keynote address.
హలో చెప్పండి. చెప్పండి. ఒక్క నిమిషం చెక్ చేస్తూ ఉండండి. యూట్యూబ్ లైవ్ వలన అవునవును చూస్తున్నాను.
Member of Parliament, Mr. Reddy, Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, Principal Secretary, Ms. Mamta, friends in the audience, good afternoon and welcome back to this third session of the day. And I think probably one of the most important sessions where you will get a chance to listen to Mr. K.T.Rama, the gentleman who's an architect behind this whole movement of sustainable and electric mobility. Let's give him a big hand. Sir, I will not take too long because I've already spoken in the morning, but what I am going to do is just to give you a sense of what are really the imperatives which the industry faces in its journey for sustainable mobility and for adoption of electromobility in particular. I think 3-4 things came out. Number one, I think as a state, your state has probably the best policy framework. Your policy from 2020 to 2030 on EV is quite comprehensive and takes care of number of concerns of the industry. So that's the starting and a very, very good point for you as a state. But what are some of the key challenges the industry faces? I want to just list out some of them. And these are all basically issues which are not pertaining to regulation. These are pertaining to industry itself, the ecosystem itself. So the number one is building partnerships and electromobility ecosystem. So I think that was one thing, that no single entity, no single player can do the 360 degree of electromobility. So we will have to partner, whether it is the OEM, the value chain, the battery manufacturers, the charging stations and all of that, and then the second life and so on and so forth. The second issue or imperative, and these are not challenges alone, these are great opportunities. These are actually opportunities to create new value chains and create new revenue models. The second one is energy management. Energy management, how do you do that in terms of transmission, distribution, transport optimization, load management? We talked about inefficiencies in the trucking system. How can we do that? So that was the second point we talked about. The third point we talked about was supporting the transition of supply chain from IC engines to electric engines, electric powertrains. So that's a huge, the industry has been used for the last 100 years. The entire value chain, the MSMEs have been used to IC engines. Now suddenly they have to really deal with electric powertrains. So that's the third piece. The fourth piece was developing new businesses and industrial systems. Here one is looking at a systems approach, not just a component or a product, a complete system to be supplied. Recycling was supposed to be one of the very major issues and opportunities also for the industry. The fifth piece is public transport and electric vehicles. How can electric vehicles drive adoption of public transport? Because one thing was found very, very clear, that while electric mobility will solve greenhouse gas emission problems, it will not solve the congestion problems in the cities if we do not use public transport. So we were looking at mobility as a holistic piece and not just electric part. The sixth point was R&D and the competencies which we need to develop, because it's a moving goalpost. The technology piece is getting up and up every day. How do we invest in R&D technology and take this forward? The seventh piece we talked about was skills and jobs. How do we create more jobs? How do we upskill our people? Because the skill sets required in the new regime, in the sustainable mobility, will be very different from the previous current regime. So how do we upskill our people and create more jobs for them? And finally was charging strategies. What are the charging strategies? Do we do battery swapping, or do we do depot charging, or opportunity charging, or even home charging? So these were some of the things which we discussed. But overall, we believe that the Telangana state EV and energy storage policy has, to a large degree, addressed many of these challenges. So that's the one good piece. We see that partnerships will play a key role. With that in mind, I see today's roundtable as a key step in that process. So compliments to you and your government for hosting all of us on this very important, I would say, platform to discuss how do we take the sustainable mobility initiative forward, and Telangana becomes the key architect in driving this whole revolution in India. With this, sir, I'd like to welcome you and invite you for your key words. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kamal Bali. To our friend Mamta Chamarthi, who's always been a huge supporter of the Telangana ecosystem. Thank you, Mamta, for joining us today. Honorable Member of Parliament from Chevella, Dr. Ranjit Reddy Garu. To our Principal Secretary of Industry, Commerce, Information Technology, Jayesh Ranjan Garu. To all the distinguished delegates who are participating in this event today, the Mobility Next Hyderabad EV Summit. It's a matter of great pride. It's a matter of great delight for me to inaugurate the first edition of the Mobility Next Hyderabad EV Summit, being organized in the best city in India. And I say this in a very, very unabashed manner to any of those who are from outside of India, to any of those who are from outside of Hyderabad as well. And by the way, this is not a self-certification that I'm doing or indulging in. In fact, Mercer, an agency that rates cities on the livability index, has rated Hyderabad as the best city among all Indian cities for 5 years in a row from 2015 until 2020. So therefore, welcome you all to the most livable city and the most lovable city in India. Climate sustainability is one of the most important agendas for governments and non-government organizations and for humanity at large across the world. Transport, public and private, accounts for 1/5 of carbon emissions, and road travel accounts for 75% of mobility emissions. It is important for us to plan the transition to cleaner and sustainable mobility to preserve the world for our future generations and ensure better quality of life for each and every citizen. Given the importance of this topic, I'm proud to announce that Hyderabad is hosting its E-Mobility Week, a week-long celebration of events to promote clean and sustainable mobility. This will be an annual fixture. This will be an annual fixture starting this year, so I think it deserves a bigger round of applause. This will be an annual fixture, and it will be held every year to foster collaboration by bringing together the thought leaders, experts, and global automotive ecosystem players to chart a course of sustainable mobility for India at large. In addition to this summit, the Hyderabad E-Mobility Week also includes Rally Hyderabad, which was organized yesterday, the 5th of February, with an objective to promote electric mobility amongst citizens, and it saw a participation of more than 1,000 electric vehicles going on a procession in 2 different routes in the city. Hyderabad e-motor show will also be organized on the 8th of February, the coming Wednesday, which will provide a platform to the automotive companies, startups and other large OEMs to showcase their next-gen EV models. To showcase the power of e-mobility, I am also proud to announce that Hyderabad will be the first city in India to host the Formula E race happening on 11th of February. This e-tree coming to Hyderabad and India for the first time ever is a testament to the direction of progress India has taken. Telangana, the youngest state in India, is already the hub for clean energy in India. State of Telangana is now the second largest producer of solar energy per unit land mass in the country. 20% of Telangana's energy output comes from solar. The state has already installed more than 5,000 gigawatts of solar energy. Telangana also aspires to become the most electrified state in the country in terms of mobility. We also were one of the early adopters of a focused EV and ESS policy in 2020 with an objective to facilitate investments in electric vehicle and energy storage systems, to also increase EV adoption in the state, and to also, of course, develop enabling infrastructure, including charging stations, etc. With this policy, we endeavor to provide capital incentives, tax exemptions, subsidies, and other support to companies investing in the state. The response from the industry has been overwhelming. The state has already attracted more than 8,000 crores of investment, more than $1 billion of investments from leading Indian and global companies such as Electra, Mitra, Grafton, Pure EV, One Moto, Ethrio, Ito, Light Auto, amongst others. The state has already emerged as a leading hub for automotive engineering, research and development in the world, with investments from Stellantis, ZF, Hyundai Mobis, Micron, Bosch, Ficosa, amongst others. I am proud to share that Hyderabad is leading in development of advanced automotive technologies in India, including ADAS, digital cockpit solutions, V2X connectivity, automotive cyber security, and others. To further accelerate the growth of sustainable mobility in India, I hereby announce India's first new mobility-focused cluster, the Telangana Mobility Valley. The Telangana Mobility Valley will create best-in-class infrastructure, making Telangana the most competitive destination for both manufacturing and research and development in this space. The vision for TMV has been created with active participation from the industry and academia. The state has also engaged one of the leading consulting firms, the Boston Consulting Group, to help conceptualize and develop a truly differentiated vision for the Telangana mobility. I'm thankful to BCG for all their support and for all their inputs. TMV also aims to facilitate companies across all segments of sustainable mobility: electric two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers and above, advanced cell chemistry and hydrogen fuel cells, Tier 1 and Tier 2 component manufacturers, and auto engineering, research and development companies. The Telangana Mobility Valley has an audacious goal, has an audacious vision of attracting 50,000 crores of investment, about $6 billion of investments, and to generate about 400,000 new jobs, 4 lakh new jobs in the next 5 years. I know it sounds audacious, it sounds a bit ambitious, but I do believe it's immensely doable. For this, we have also identified 4 mega clusters in and around Hyderabad, which will be equipped with the state-of-the-art infrastructure to reduce cost of operations for the tenants. An electric vehicle manufacturing cluster in Zahirabad, an electric vehicle manufacturing cluster in Sitarampur in Chevilla constituency, energy storage system cluster in Divitipalli in Mehboob Nagar district. The Telangana Mobility Valley Engineering and Innovation Cluster at Yankatala, Mominpet Mandal in Vikarabad district, spanning more than 1200 acres. The Telangana Mobility Valley, set up at Yankatala in Vikarabad district, will be India's most comprehensive shared testing and validation infrastructure. This includes state-of-the-art labs for EV powertrain, EV battery, ADAS, NVH, EMI, EMC and component test labs. India's first CAV proving grounds to test autonomous vehicles. The state has also signed a memorandum of understanding with ATS TUV Rheinland, a leading German services provider, to develop and operate the engineering labs and proving grounds in Yankatala. The company will invest around 350 crore in developing these facilities in Yankatala. I welcome the entire team who's come all the way from Germany. I welcome you all. TMV at Yankatala in Vikarabad will also be home to an automotive university, an automotive exposition center, Industry 4.0 Center of Excellence, homologation facilities and also several research and development clusters. Our ESS cluster will also have a world-class infrastructure to manufacture lithium-ion cells, cathode active battery material and other lithium-ion components. The cluster will also have a battery recycling facility to minimize carbon footprint and reduce costs of production for developing battery packs for EVs. Another focus area for Telangana Mobility Valley is talent development. To transition to the new mobility, there is a pressing need for upskilling and reskilling existing talent. In TMV, we are bringing together industry and academia to set up series of centers of excellence to create industry-ready talent. Proud to announce that India's first center of excellence in automotive cybersecurity, in collaboration with BITS Hyderabad and Bosch, will also be launched in the upcoming academic year. The Center of Excellence between BITS and Bosch will set an example for the country for creating talent to meet the changing requirements of the automotive industry. Further, we will also be announcing at least 4 other centers of excellence over the next few weeks on topics like automotive cybersecurity, automotive artificial intelligence, electrochemistry, modeling and simulation. Another focus area for TMV is to promote mobility startups in the state. T-Hub, India's largest innovation center, has partnered with leading mobility corporates such as Maruti Suzuki, Nissan, Uber for identifying innovative startups and has incubated successful startups such as Bility Electric, Hala Mobility, etc. The state has also entered into an MOU with Plug and Play to set up co-working and incubation spaces for startups. To identify and support entrepreneurs with innovative ideas, the state of Telangana is organizing a grand startup challenge as part of the Hyderabad e-mobility week. We'll also be supporting selected ideas through grants and incubation support. Over 100 plus startups in the mobility space have already submitted their cutting-edge ideas. I look forward to interacting with some of them. The TMV has generated significant momentum amongst the industry. I am overwhelmed to see the positive response. We have secured some amazing investments and I'll read out a few of those. I'd also like to take a moment to thank Mamta Chamarthi particularly for providing thought leadership to the whole concept right from the very first day. Thank you very much, Mamta. I think she deserves a bigger round of applause, please. Just a few marquee investments like I just mentioned. Amar Raja, a very prominent Indian group, will be investing almost 9,500 crores of Indian rupees in setting up a lithium-ion gigafactory. Hyundai will be investing about 1,400 crores of Indian rupees for setting up automotive proving grounds. Bility Electric will be investing 1,100 crores of Indian rupees for setting up a 3-wheeler electric vehicle manufacturing unit. Alox, again an Indian company, will also be investing about 750 crores of Indian rupees to set up India's first multi-gigawatt cathode manufacturing facility. Atero will be investing about 600 crores of Indian rupees in setting up a battery recycling unit. Grafton will be investing about 150 crore Indian rupees in setting up a two-wheeler manufacturing facility. Apollo Tyres has tied up to set up a digital innovation center for driving efficiency. Bosch Global Software Technologies is going to hire about 3,000 employees to develop AI and safety solutions for the automotive industry. HICC, a large EV maker from the US, has set up its first facility outside the US for developing engineering, research and development. MG Group has also set up an EV park in Hyderabad to support startups. And Government of Telangana, along with TASK, the Telangana Academy for Skills and Knowledge, has set up Kalam Center for Automotive Excellence to upskill youth in e-mobility. Further, adding to all the above that I just mentioned, investments aggregating 3,000 plus crores are in advanced stages and will be announced in the next 2 weeks. These investments will further strengthen electric three-wheeler, electric two-wheeler and charging equipment manufacturing ecosystems in Telangana. And I would be remiss if I don't mention Kamal Bali and also invite him to invest in my state. Kamal, you should also start considering, with all these marquee players coming, and the one name that's missing is Volvo. And I'd love to see a Swedish company, and I told you also, I am actually a huge fan of your vehicles. I own a couple of your cars as well. So, as a loyal customer, I would urge you also to consider doing more business with us. I would urge all the dignitaries and the delegates present here also to participate in events, interact, mingle, come out with more ideas, give us more ideas. This is the first of its kind in India. So therefore, I hope, I pray, I'm confident also that this Hyderabad E-Mobility Week will transition the sustainable mobility ecosystem in a big way by partnering with the government of Telangana. Once again, I thank you all humbly for joining us. Jai Telangana.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we will set audacious goals and we will achieve them together. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Ms. Mamta Chamarthi to address the gathering and tell us more about Telangana Mobility Valley.
Firstly, let me start saying good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon, Hyderabad. I want to see a loud cheer for Mr. K.T.Rama because he not only is a visionary, but when there is a great idea, knows how to support that great idea. So thank you so much, and good afternoon to all of the dignitaries on the stage, Mr. Jayesh Ranjan Garu, Mr. Kamal Bali, and Mr. I forgot. Ranjit Reddy Garu. And thank you for supporting from your constituency. So my excitement here is what started as an idea several years ago. When I first came to Hyderabad, of course I was born here, so I did not come first to Hyderabad. I came here first because I was born here. But I came for ZF to set up an R&D center. And looking at the entrepreneurial spirit of the government, I thought, why not take this entrepreneurial spirit and create an ecosystem over here to make a huge impact to sustainable mobility. Yes, of course, there's quite a bit of risk in such kind of a huge idea. And when I presented this idea to one of our BCG partners sitting here in the audience, he said, this is impossible. This is very hard to achieve. I recently bought a Maserati MC20. By the way, next time you come to Detroit, I want you to try that. It goes 0 to 60 under 3 seconds. Okay? So the speed at which the government of Telangana is moving is setting that kind of a record-breaking speed, I would say. 0 to 60, not under 3 seconds, but 0 to 60, proving to the whole world what can be done when we all come together, from academia to government to automotive industry to tier 1 suppliers, all of us coming together, each and every one of us, to make our planet a greener planet. So, okay, this one? Okay. So let's talk about why Telangana Mobility Valley is in the sweet spot. So the last time that the automotive industry went through such a huge transformation was about 100 years ago. 100 years ago, we as humanity switched from riding horses to a car. And this is when Henry Ford went to a meat packing plant, looked at how meat was packed on an assembly line, and thought that cars should also be built on an assembly line. That was 100 years ago. So the industry is ripe for disruption right now. And this disruption is about sustainability. It's about safety. It's about new customer experience, which can only be addressed by talent that Hyderabad offers, and with the benefit of a pro-business government that both enables and accelerates meeting the needs of not just Hyderabad, but meeting the needs of the planet. That's why Telangana Mobility Valley is firmly placed in this kind of a sweet spot. So let's go through each one of these areas, starting with the automotive industry. So when you look at the auto industry, and when you look at the customers, and how is it changing? Firstly, the customers are saying, I have a new mindset, and I have a new set of values. I want my car to be sustainable, but I want my vehicle to know me and personalize my experience for me and seamlessly connect with my digital life. My vehicle understands my mood, and perhaps, since I'm in Hyderabad, knows that I'm in the mood for an old Hindi song, or maybe even an old Telugu song, and plays that to me when I'm sitting in the car from my Spotify. I want my vehicle to be safe, secure, and reliable. Not only secure, but cyberly secure. 1.2 million people die in car crashes every year. Just to give you a context, the very first year that we had COVID, in 2019 to 2020, there were an incremental 1.2 million deaths. And with car crashes, we are seeing that number of deaths every year. Every year. And so with artificial intelligence stepping into the car with autonomous driving, we can reduce that human error, which is 90% of the car crashes happen because of human error. Artificial intelligence augmenting the driver intelligence can decrease the number of crashes, increase the safety, and most of those 1.2 million people can go home to their families. It's not just about a cool thing, it is about the auto industry having a social responsibility to be safe and secure. Customers not only want to feel physically protected, but given all of the data gathering, they want to be cyber protected too. And the preference is in this digital world to seamlessly connect to the cloud. And as I speak to the car, with Cloud First, the car just interacts with my voice and responds to me. So in the past, my car only felt new for the first 3 months, maybe a year. But now with over-the-air updates, the car remains fresh. And this is the kind of talent that the auto industry is looking for. So if you go on to the next one around talent and Hyderabad and what Hyderabad offers. So when you look at all of the things that I talked about in the auto industry, we need electrical talent, electronics talent with all of the sensors in the car collecting the data, and we need lots of software talent. And that's where Hyderabad comes in abundance of this talent. And from just a couple of hundred of people in the auto industry in 2016, 2017, now Telangana boasts about more than 10,000 people. And as K.T.Rama has said, I challenge not to grow it to 500,000 or 50,000 jobs. I would say we can increase it by 10x and show the whole world how fast Telangana and Hyderabad can move. And it's not only talent, but look at the talent that's coming from the city. not only a customer-first mindset, but a sustainability mindset, because Hyderabad has been voted as the iconic green city, beating Paris, beating number of the other cities in the world. This is just amazing. And the quality of life here in Hyderabad is just the best. And look at the tech companies that are coming to the city and that are in the city. This is the talent that we are looking at in the auto industry. So what is Telangana Mobility Valley? And again, in 2017, the idea was born, and in 2019-2020, the dream became a reality when the government accepted the proposal, and we brought in BCG. Thanks to the entire BCG team that's sitting in the audience, you've done an incredible, incredible job. Javier, Sushma, Dhruv, Anmol, I think I'm missing a few names, but you guys have done an amazing job. And with a special shout out to my friend in the audience, Amarnath Reddy. And I think we talk past my hours of work in the US, between 9 p.m. and midnight is when we work on the Hyderabad Telangana Mobility Valley. So thank you, Amar, for being a partner in crime. And in 2023, all of this excitement, and this conference is not only going to be this year, but it's going to repeat every year. And together we are going to drive that sustainable movement. And so the Telangana Mobility Valley, no one auto company does have all of the resources to disrupt themselves for the planet to be green. We all need to come together to create an engineering zone, manufacturing zone, innovation, talent, and experience, bring everyone together and create an ecosystem to disrupt mobility. And in conclusion, I would say we started by thinking big, and that is the DNA of Hyderabad, thinking big. We partnered for speed. Again, I think if we have a speedometer and go 0 to 60, Hyderabad knows how to do it. And we are nurturing all of the talent that's sitting in the audience and beyond for this kind of growth, because there is no plan B for Planet B, because there is no Planet B, as Ban Ki-moon had said. So Telangana, for you, everyone, is powering sustainable mobility for the entire world through the Telangana Mobility Valley. So watch out, world, as Telangana disrupts the entire world, not just Hyderabad.
Thank you so much, Mamta. Well said. There is no plan B because we do not have a planet B. Ladies and gentlemen, as Telangana embarks on a journey to become a leader in new mobility, the state has been joined by a number of strategic partners who play an important role in the journey. I'd like to invite our dignitaries on the dais for the unveiling of the Telangana Mobility Valley from the industry, think tanks, academia and government who have contributed to make this vision a reality. I'll be taking the names and I'd request the dignitaries and partners to kindly join on stage for the unveiling. I request Mr. V.S. Ram, Vice President Manufacturing and Operations, Farm Divisions, Mahindra & Mahindra, Mr. K.V.N. Prasad, Vice President Manufacturing and Operations, Automotive Division, Mahindra & Mahindra, Mr. R. K. Shenoy, Member and Executive Leadership Mobility Solutions, Bosch Global Software Technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with the applause and welcome them. Mr. Pradeep KK, Head of Strategy Planning, Mobis Technical Center of India. Mr. Shashi Reddy, Vice President Engineering, Qualcomm. Mr. Krishna Swamy J, Head Tech Center India, ZF. Mr. S. Ramanathan, Managing Director, Automotive Test Systems, ATS. Mr. H. Shanmugavel, VP Operations, Electra Green Tech. Mr. Rajendra Bandal, Vice President, TUV, Rhineland, India. Dr. Matthias Schubert, Executive Vice President, Mobility, TUV, Rhineland. Professor P. Rajalakshmi, Director, Taihan, IIT, Hyderabad. Professor Ramesh Loganathan, Professor of Practice, Co-Innovation, IIIT, Hyderabad. Professor G. Sundar, Director, BITS Villani, Hyderabad Campus. Professor N. V. Ramana Rao, Director, NIT, Warangal. Mr. Saurabh Bakliwal, APA Lead for Infrastructure and Cities, BCG, Ms. Sushma Vasudevan, Managing Director and Partner, BCG, Mr. Xavier Mosquet, Senior Advisor, BCG, Shri E. Venkat Narasimha Reddy, Vice Chairman and Managing Director, TSIIC, Dr. Vishnu Vardhan Reddy, IFS Special Secretary in West Telangana, Mr. Amarnath Reddy, Chief Relations Officer, Mr. Gopalakrishnan VC, Director of Automotive and EV, and Mr. Sujoy Karampuri, Director Electronics and ESS. I'd request the Honorable Minister along with the entire team to kindly step forward and unveil the TMV model. Request all the dignitaries on stage to kindly step towards the model. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, put your hands together for Team Mobility Valley. We request all the strategic partners to post the photo session. Kindly take their seats back again in the audience.